What's going on, dude? It's your boy Andy Matrix. I'm back with another video. Let's get it on, let's get it on, let's get it on, baby. Nintendo Switch. We are back talking about a Nintendo Switch. It's been a week since I've made a video. And Nintendo Switch, it's been out for about 4 months, if I'm not mistaken. It came out June 5. Right now it's October 24. Been about 4 months. Yeah. It's about 4 months. I'm not tripping here. But it's been that long, and last I checked, Nintendo Switch 2 still doesn't have enough games.
Hello, this is Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! And make sure to subscribe to Andy Matrix's channel. Now on with the show.
You know, it still doesn't have enough games. And let me be more specific. I'm talking about games that have not come out for other consoles, that have not come out for the old Switch, that have not come out for the PlayStation, that have not come out for the Xbox, if anybody still buys an Xbox, or previous generation of consoles. That's what I mean. Because a lot of the things that are being imported is because it's just games, right? Like God of War is supposed to come for the Switch too. I think it's gonna look horrible, but hey, who's judging? But anyways, I'm gonna do some reactions here today, and let's go ahead and start with the first one, okay? Because so the first one, it's people are regretting buying the Nintendo Switch 2. There is remorse. There is true remorse. Like people just kind of threw away $500, right? Or maybe one of the types of people that basically buy consoles on the release day is content creators. So unless you're a content creator, you spend your $500 on it to make a YouTube video, and obviously you're gonna get your money back with the YouTube revenue, right? Or whatever else you sell. I guess it's not that big of a deal. But for the average person that just works at a job, and they could have just downloaded the Dolphins emulator. They're probably thinking now, you know what? Maybe Donkey Kong Bonanza is not that great. Maybe this new Mario Kart is not that great. Buyer's remorse,
Nintendo Switch 2 hype is dead. Mario Kart World hype train, it's dead. I do not understand on how this console was managing to outsell its predecessor the way that it did and outperform it in numbers I couldn't even fathom. But it did. I don't know how, but it did. I feel like the Nintendo Switch 2 was a science experiment to prove that Nintendo fans will spend money on anything that Nintendo puts out, regardless of how much it costs. When I heard that Nintendo was going to be charging people money for the tech demo that comes with the Switch 2, it shocked me. It shocked me because this just shows how Nintendo was saying, we want your money, give us money. And they proved it too with the $80 games. There is no way you could justify this. This had nothing to do with tariffs or anything. You cannot be reasonably justifying a game being 80, 90, or even $100. And also on the Switch 2, the Joy-Cons, you know how it has that little C button for the voice chat? You can't even use it without paying for the Nintendo online subscription to buy the voice chat shit. So that button on your Joy-Con is essentially useless. And the reason why Nintendo fans love this console so much is because it just basically does the bare minimum of what a console in 2025 should do. Like 4K resolution, 60 frames per second. That's what my PlayStation 4 that I got in 2017 does. I should expect that from a console in the big 2025. It is so shocking that they are getting away with it. And it is so shocking that so many people are coming to Nintendo's defense, trying to justify shit like upcharging a game by $30 that came out a decade ago just for some extra resolution that nobody gave a shit about. It is flabbergasting to me how Nintendo fans are quite literally so adamant on paying so much money for just repackaged or just modernized slop. These guys would quite literally sell their grandma into prostitution if it means they got to play a game from 14 years ago that's been upcharged by $30 on the Nintendo shop. Under no circumstance can you justify anything that Nintendo is doing. They are money hungry. They are just adamantly money hungry. I could pull up so many examples, but there's just too many to count. Did any of you guys like buy a Nintendo Switch 2 at all? If you did, leave it in the comments, because like, dude, I'm like who's still talking about the Switch 2? Who gives a shit?
So yeah, and another type of person that bought the Nintendo Switch 2, right? This next person is one that believed that Nintendo was going to release more games later on, because it's been 4 months. It should have enough games. It should have original games, right? Hey, what's going on, guys? Real quick, if you are looking for an artist, then I am your man. I am open for commissions, and I am doing fan art, anime style art, character designs, character concept art, group art, as well as Christian art. If you are interested, the prices start as low as $50 per artwork. You can contact me at my email, which is in the description below, or you can order through Coffee, and I will see you there. Not games that have been ported to the console, no, original games.
This new Pokemon game looks amazing. I can't believe there's a free-to-play Pokemon game for iOS and Android. That's awesome.
Well, it's actually a full release on the Switch.
Really? Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's something. What's crazy about it is that Nintendo could make this game look a lot better and could really improve the Pokemon experience. They do have a few bucks in the bank, but they somehow won't. This whole Pokemon not looking great and almost like a mobile game, in fact, looks actually like a free-to-play mobile game, kind of reminded me of something they did years ago. Nintendo is pretty much out of control at this point with pricing and whatever it's doing with its IPs, but there was a point in which gamers revolted and forced Nintendo to do something that Nintendo didn't plan on doing. Now, what is that exactly? There's a little game that came out called The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker years ago. Now, this came out after Nintendo had done a huge tech demo for the GameCube in which they showed a very realistic Link and Ganon fighting. Now, the game sold, but it didn't sell as well as people had hoped it did, and Nintendo kind of took that personally, and then they produced this right here, Twilight Princess, a direct response to the realistic graphics like bait and switch that Wind Waker pulled on them. I love the graphics in Wind Waker, I love the game, it's one of my favorites, but still, people didn't buy this, people got angry, and Nintendo was forced to actually do what the fans wanted for once, which resulted in, what I understand, is a very good Zelda game that had a more realistic, mature approach to it. Am I saying that Nintendo fans should stick up for themselves and demand better from the company and their money? Absolutely. It just might work.
Right. So some people are just, they're regretting it. A lot of people just don't care about the Nintendo Switch. And you got to remember that the word spreads. The word spreads. Your friend bought a Switch 2, and then he was playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. But aside from Donkey Kong Bonanza, there's like really nothing else on it. Still doesn't have enough games, right? Still doesn't have enough games. Right, and they're just like still maybe going back to play Mario Kart open world or whatever. And they're like, man, I miss my old Switch. Right? There's that type of person. And then the next type of person that's having remorse is the person that went back to piracy.
Why the fuck am I hearing that people are paying 70 doubloons to play Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2? Those games are almost bicentennial. Y'all already paid $500 to play a console with no games on it, and now y'all getting baited into paying max tokens for games that's pushing 2 decades? I'm not saying I support emulation, but my nigga, Dolphin Emulator is free, and you can make the res look better than the Switch 2. The CEO of Nintendo is swimming like Scrooge McDuck because you niggas are the method. If Super Mario Sunshine got remastered right now and is sold at $70, you Nintendo niggas would start going crazy. And I just now remembered, they dropped Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii U and it was only $25. Bro, y'all actually about to piss me off. Nintendo could drop Super Mario Galaxy remaster, redefine, reimagine, and y'all still gonna buy that shit.
They bought the Nintendo Switch 2. They tried it. I thought it was pretty good. They played Mario Kart and Donkey Kong Bonanza on it. And then they started thinking, you know what? I don't want to buy Mario Galaxy again for this console. I already bought it once for like $50. Now they want me to buy it again for $70. I gotta pay more for an old game. You know what? I think I'm gonna join Luffy and the gang, the One Piece crew, go on their pirate ship and sail the 7 seas. And just look for that treasure. Look for that treasure. And just go on this journey. This journey on the Google search engine. Just start looking for ROMs that I can download and emulators that I can download for free. of all games. You know, and I mean, I've personally done this because let me put it this way: like, if you cannot find a game, right? If you cannot find your favorite game from the previous generation, let's say from the GameCube generation, and one of those games, by the way, is what is it? One of those games is Zelda Twilight Princess. Everybody was waiting. We were all waiting for that game to come out for the Nintendo Switch, like a remake, an HD remake, a remastered. It never happened. Zelda Twilight Princess never came back, never came to the to the Switch. We're still waiting on that. What did I do? I sailed the 7 seas and I downloaded the Dolphin emulator. And I got the ROM for the Twilight Princess and I started playing it and I played it and it was great. Zelda Twilight Princess, that was the only way. Or I was gonna have to go back in time, go to one of those retro gaming stores, buy a GameCube, which I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. Like, dude, you're supposed to upgrade. You know, you're supposed to upgrade with everything else. But I mean, does Nintendo think that everybody just keeps their old console? Is that what it is? Like, the GameCube came out 15 years ago. Everybody has a GameCube console. We don't need to make a remaster for the for the Switch 2. What a big mistake that was. What a big mistake. But hey, it's Nintendo. Nobody cares about Nintendo or Nintendo Switch anymore. Whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications, guys. Your boy Animatrix. Godspeed.